All right, let's talk about a piece of health advice that's been drilled into our heads for, well, forever. You know the one I'm talking about. You have to drink 8 glasses of water a day. We see people everywhere lugging around these giant water bottles, tracking every sip like it's their job. But here's the thing. If you're over 50, it turns out that sticking to that old rule might actually be doing you more harm than good. So let's just jump right in. Is it possible that this supposedly healthy habit is actually bad for you? I mean, many of us force ourselves to chug water even when we're not thirsty, right? We think it's going to flush out toxins, make our skin glow. But what if that very habit is the reason you're always running to the bathroom, or waking up 2, 3, 4 times a night, or feeling kind of foggy and dizzy? It might be time to seriously question that conventional wisdom. So here's our game plan. First, we're going to pull back the curtain on the 8 glasses a day myth. Then we'll get into why it can be genuinely harmful, especially as we get older. After that, we'll cover the good stuff. The new rules for hydrating smartly, how to finally put an end to those nighttime bathroom runs, and we'll wrap it all up with a new, simple hydration plan you can start using today. Okay, section 1. Let's start at the very beginning. Because to really get why this rule is so flawed, you kind of have to know where this whole idea came from in the first place. And the answer? Well, it's a classic case of a huge misunderstanding. I mean, this phrase is practically a health commandment, isn't it? It's treated like this fundamental law of wellness. But here's the wild part. There is not a single scientific study that actually supports this specific rule. Not one. So how on earth did it become so popular? Well, it seems to trace all the way back to 1945, to a recommendation from the Food and Nutrition Board. The report said people need about 2.5 liters of water a day. And that sounds like it's in the ballpark of 8 glasses. But, and this is the crucial part that everybody just seemed to ignore, the very next sentence said, most of this quantity is contained in prepared foods. That's right. The water in your fruit, your vegetables, your soup, even your morning coffee, it all counts. The idea that you have to chug all of that from a glass is a complete misreading of the original advice. Okay, so the rule is based on a big misunderstanding. No big deal, right? Just drink a little extra water. What's the harm? Well, not exactly. For those of us over 50, the answer is, yeah, it can actually be harmful. The reason is that our bodies change as we age, and our hydration needs, they change right along with them. Just take a second and see if any of this sounds a little too familiar. Waking up multiple times a night? Feeling that persistent brain fog? Or dealing with dizziness or headaches? You might just assume you're dehydrated and need more water, but it could be the exact opposite. Forcing all that extra fluid into your system when your body isn't asking for it can lead to some pretty surprising and serious issues. And this slide really explains why. Let's talk about kidneys. Think of your kidneys at age 20. They're like a brand new, high-performance water filter. Super efficient, handling tons of fluid with no problem. But, just like any hard-working machine, they get a little wear and tear over the years. As we get older, our kidney function naturally slows down. The filtration rate just isn't what it used to be. So when you flood your system with all that plain water, your kidneys just can't keep up. They can't flush it out fast enough. And this overload can lead to a dangerous condition called hyponatremia. It's also known as water intoxication, and it's shockingly common in older adults. Basically, all that excess water that your kidneys can't process just stays in your body, and it dilutes your blood. More specifically, it dilutes the sodium in your blood, which is an absolutely critical electrolyte your brain and nerves need to work right. So how does this actually lead to that awful brain fog? Well, it's a simple but kind of scary chain reaction. First, you drink way too much plain water, and that makes your blood sodium levels drop. Your body, which is always trying to stay in balance, reacts. Water then rushes out of your bloodstream and into your cells, including your brain cells, to try and even things out. This causes those brain cells to literally swell up. And a swelling brain is the direct cause of that confusion, the headaches, the fatigue, the balance issues. It's so serious that many seniors are tragically misdiagnosed with early dementia when what they're really suffering from is chronic overhydration. All right, that was the problem. Now let's get to the good stuff, the solution. It's time for some new, much smarter rules for hydration. And don't worry, this isn't about complicated schedules. It's really about getting back in tune with your body's incredible built-in signals. So here's the most important takeaway, the number 1 new rule. Just ditch the old one. Stop watching the clock. Stop forcing down water when you don't even feel like it. The new rule is beautifully simple. Drink when you are thirsty. Your body has this highly sophisticated, super sensitive thirst mechanism that knows exactly when you need fluid, long before you get truly dehydrated. For most healthy adults, your own thirst is the absolute best guide you could ever ask for.
Now, let's bust another myth, the urine color test. We've all been told forever that crystal clear urine is the ultimate sign of perfect hydration. Well, it turns out perfectly clear urine is not the goal. It actually means you're overhydrated, and you're just flushing vital electrolytes right out of your system. You're basically just passing water without your body ever really absorbing it and using it.
So what should you be aiming for? It's simple. Pale yellow, a pale, straw-like color. That light yellow is the sign that your kidneys are doing their job, concentrating waste like they're supposed to, while your body is holding on to the water and electrolytes it needs to function. The rule of thumb is easy. If it's dark yellow, yeah, have a glass of water. If it looks like tap water, you can probably back off for a bit.
You ever feel like water just goes right through you? You are not imagining it. That's a real sign that your cells aren't absorbing the water properly. See, for your cells to actually pull in water, it needs a little help, a transport mechanism. And that means electrolytes, like sodium and potassium. The fix for this is so easy. Just add a tiny pinch of unrefined sea salt, like Celtic or pink Himalayan, or even just a good squeeze of lemon juice to your water. That simple addition gives the water the minerals it needs to actually get carried into your cells where it belongs.
Okay, what about temperature? Most of us love ice-cold water, but that blast of cold can be a real shock to your digestive system. It can constrict blood vessels and even slow down the enzymes you need to break down your food. It's funny, in many other parts of the world, they've known for centuries to drink warm water or tea with meals. So try switching to room temperature or warm water. It's a lot gentler on your gut and can actually help with digestion. Now let's talk about a huge quality of life issue for so many people, waking up over and over again at night to go to the bathroom. You know, this condition actually has a name. It's called nocturia, and it can absolutely destroy your sleep. The good news is there's a very simple strategy that can make a world of difference. Here it is, the 3-hour rule. And believe me, this can be a total game changer. Just try to stop drinking all fluids, water, tea, everything, 3 full hours before you plan to go to sleep. This gives your kidneys plenty of time to process whatever's in your system so they aren't kicking into high gear at 3 in the morning. And if you do get thirsty, just have a small sip to wet your mouth. Don't drink a full glass. And here's another pro tip, especially for those of you who notice your ankles get a little puffy at the end of the day. All that fluid pulled in your legs has to go somewhere when you lie down flat. Your kidneys start processing it, and boom, you're awake again. To get ahead of it, try putting your legs up for an hour before bed. Or wear compression socks for a few hours in the evening. This helps your body deal with that fluid before you go to sleep, not in the middle of the night. Okay, we've covered a ton of ground. So now, let's pull it all together into one simple, actionable plan. Here are the 5 new rules for hydrating the right way, especially after 50. First, and this is the big one, ignore the 8 glasses rule. Drink when you are thirsty. Second, be careful not to overdo it with plain water, which can dilute your sodium and cause that brain fog. Third, help your body actually absorb the water you drink by adding a tiny pinch of sea salt. Fourth, think about ditching the ice and opting for room temp or warm water to be kinder to your digestion. And finally, number 5, stop all fluids 3 hours before bed to protect that precious, precious sleep. So, at the end of the day, just remember this. Water is absolutely essential for life. Nobody's arguing with that. But like anything else, the dose makes the poison. True hydration isn't about forcing down some random number of glasses. It's about listening to your body, understanding its needs as they change, and just being a little smarter about it. Hey, thank you for sticking with me through all this. I really hope you found these tips helpful for getting back your energy and your sleep. I'd love to know, after hearing all this, are you on team ice water, or are you maybe thinking about making the switch to warm water? Let me know down in the comments. Stay wise, stay well, and stay hydrated the smart way.